In cities like New York, the streets are jammed with yellow cabs, easily hailed most of the time with a wave of the hand or a whistle. But here in Boston, taxis can be hard to come by. Enter Uber, a ride service that's not subject to the strict regulations governing the taxi industry and makes cars available at the swipe of a finger on a smartphone. Today, hundreds of cab drivers from Boston, Cambridge, and Somerville descended on Uber's Boston headquarters, protesting the company's business model and calling on Mayor Marty Walsh to improve the city's regulations. Uber declined our invitation to appear on the show, but sent us this statement. Rich taxi medallion owners should spend their time improving customer service rather than complaining about what Bostonians already know, that Uber is the safest, most affordable, and reliable ride in Boston. Here to lay out the taxi drivers' complaints against Uber is Donna Blythe-Shaw, a spokesman for the Boston Taxi Drivers Association. Thanks for joining us. Set the scene for us. Tell us how this protest went today and if you accomplished what you set out to.
Well, thank you. Yes, I believe that we have exceeded our own expectations today. We had hundreds and hundreds of cabs out there today, as you see. And we also brought in cabs from Somerville and Cambridge and Brookline. Drivers there in those communities are just as upset with Uber as we are. So.
What do you think you accomplished with the protest today?
Well, I think we accomplished what we set out to do, was to get the attention of not only the city of Boston, but the public as to what Uber is doing to the industry, but more importantly, that for 30 years or so, the industry has kind of run into a chaotic mess. It's a pay-to-work system. We have an antiquated, hackney regulatory authority under the governance of the police commissioner and the mayor of Boston. And so for particularly the last 10 years, drivers have been pretty much strangled by the rules and regulations that have been put in place. And Uber is sort of the straw that broke the camel's back for our drivers.
I want to get to that in a moment, Donna, but this comes from a spokeswoman for Boston, Mayor Walsh. The mayor continues to recognize that Uber is a popular mode of transportation, but there are serious issues around regulation and questions around public safety. What sort of response do you have to that? I mean, what do you think the mayor can and should do to level the playing field or to improve transportation for the people who need it in Boston? And clearly Boston, right, as any city, but more so, needs transportation alternatives, does it not?
Well, we're pleased that the mayor's recognized that there's an issue here with Uber and there's an issue with public safety. I mean, we've had an incident back in 2013 when there was, there was a rape in an unregistered, unlicensed black car, as they call them. So, there is that threat. And Uber just adds to the threat to public safety. I mean, they can say they vet their drivers, but we don't know that they vet them. The law enforcement vetting system, Corey Check, is the most reliable and legitimate form of vetting
So you
drivers.
disbelieve their statement that they have the safest and most reliable and that they do the strictest background checks in the city? I believe that's what one of their representatives.
How do we know? They haven't provided any information. They're not certainly transparent in anything that they do. So they can say whatever they want, but we don't know anything.
So what about something that you alluded to just a moment ago, this serious situation where drivers have to pay to drive, that there are rampant bribes? The Boston Globe did this expose last year,
yes, that's right,
which clearly outlined the rampant nature of this broken system.
It is a broken system, and they did an excellent job, and it was an award-winning series for them, and they did a service to the city and to the industry and the cab drivers of the city. And but unfortunately, it fell off the radar somewhere and under the Menino administration. And let's point out too that Mayor Walsh isn't responsible for the mess that is the taxi industry today, but he is. He is clearly the mayor, and I know that he's interested in fixing the system.
And he's going to meet with you?
He is going to meet with us, yes.
Next month, I understand.
Yes, the first of next month, yep.
Great.
He wants to meet sooner, but I'm unavailable until the first of the
Okay.
week.
Donna Blythe-Shaw, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.